It's a blue world.
Hello everyone, I'm Furney, and today I'm going to be looking back on the semester of Digital Art 2, giving a little insight into my process and reflecting on each piece. Before I begin, I want to give a big thanks to Mr. Head for all his help and guidance throughout the year, and for giving me the flexibility I needed to really produce my best work. Starting off, going way back to our first piece back in January, we'll dive into my surrealism piece. Now this project definitely made me stretch my ability quite a bit. As you'll see soon, I try to connect most of my projects to something I'm interested in or something I'm passionate about. But in this case, however, I was very limited to how much I could actually do that, since it had to have a very heavy focus on me personally as the artist. I needed to be the main subject, but it had to be in a surreal way. After lots of thought bouncing back and forth between ideas, I decided on this concept of having an old statue of my head resting on the ground with the top cracked open to reveal a soccer ball brain. Out of this soccer ball, a tree would be growing, and in the tree would be things significant to me or symbolic of my life in some way. Now, of course, as I was working through it, I came across new ideas and things inevitably changed, but I do think that the final captures what I was going for pretty well. I would have liked to add some more things besides myself into the treetop and maybe played around with a different setting. I was also working with a deadline and restrictions for the district art show that was fast approaching. To my surprise, the piece actually did end up making it through the first round, so that was pretty cool to see. All in all, I do think that it came out to be one of the best works I've done, and a big part of that, I think, comes from how much I had to push myself to get the result I was envisioning in my head. Now this second project really showcases my policy that I talked about earlier. The goal of this assignment was to seamlessly combine two vehicles using Photoshop and also design a brand logo and advertisement to go along with it. So of course, being the nerd I am, I opted to combine John Wick's 1971 Plymouth Barracuda with the Batmobile from Robert Pattinson's 2021 film The Batman. Starting with the brand, I drew inspiration from a character called Matches Malone who appears in the Batman comics. Matches is the alter ego that Batman takes on when a job outside the Batsuit requires him to be someone other than billionaire philanthropist Bruce Wayne. The idea here is that Matches Malone Motor Vehicles is a commercial sector of Wayne Enterprises that sells unique luxury cars. These cars are equipped with some of the tech used by Batman himself, but to the customers, they're simply just cool new features. The logo was made to sort of resemble the bat symbol while also incorporating the initials of the company. To make the car itself, I used the Barracuda as a base and then took both the front and rear outer curved panels from the Batmobile as well as its front lower bumper. Each color variant also resembles one member of the Bat family, with blue for Nightwing, purple for Batgirl, green for Robin, and red for Red Hood. Pause the video now and see if you can spot Batman hidden in the ad poster. The color theory project was admittedly a weird one for me. Of course, I tried to find ways to tie it back into a passion or interest, but just like with surrealism, this one was supposed to have a focus on me. The first piece in the series used an orange and blue split complementary color scheme. Using a close-up of my eye as a base, I turned my iris into the iconic bright blue of Star Wars hyperspace, and then contrasted that with a very tan, almost orange skin tone on the rest of the face. The idea here was to give the skin a dry, cracking texture with a deep baked orange tone, to illustrate that this person has been roasting under the twin suns of Tatooine for a very, very long time. Second piece also draws inspiration from Star Wars, but this time used a contrasting complementary scheme. Red and blue are typically seen as opposites in the Star Wars universe, representing the dark and light sides of the Force. The base picture was taken with red and blue already on my face, so all I had to do was edit in the lightsabers, reflect them in my eyes, and then, as a little extra detail, I gave my right eye that fiery red and yellow Sith Lord iris, and the dark shadows around the eyes. Now these last two ideas were some that I really had to stretch myself for. This third one uses a warm color scheme and ties in with Liverpool, my favorite soccer club. Before every home match, the fans at Anfield sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," keeping with the tradition that dates back to the very early beginnings of the club history. The piece illustrates a figure in the background burning a hole through the song scripts with hot fingers while heat is radiating off to blur the face. It's by far my least favorite of the bunch, but it gets the job done. Finally, for the fourth and final piece of this series, I had to throw together one that didn't tie into anything specific. Based on one of my favorite pictures from this past soccer season, a monochromatic color scheme perfectly fits the vibe of my celebration. eliminating all background color as if to symbolize that all background noise has gone quiet. The radial repetition of the text creates an artistic and stylized look while still being identifiable if you look at it the right way. Although this one took me the longest to come up with and is relatively simple, it definitely came out to be my personal favorite of the series. On top of making a signature intro, which you saw at the beginning of this video, we were tasked with filming and editing a video in Adobe After Effects. This was new territory for me, and the video making side is definitely not my strong suit, but I think I was able to produce something pretty cool. The video had to have elements of stop motion, reverse motion, and slow motion, all of which we played around with beforehand. Here's one of my favorite reverse motion clips that a friend and I did while trying to come up with the ideas. The concept of my final video was inspired by Marvel's Magneto character and his power of magnetism. Using reverse motion, like in this clip here, I was able to give the illusion of metal manipulation, pulling the paper clips and camera up to me on the balcony. Through After Effects, I was able to add the nice coloring and purple effects to further the illusion, but also add an element of surrealism or superhuman ability. For our last section, I want to take a brief look at some of the personal projects I did over the course of the semester. This first one was actually made over winter break as a Christmas present for my dad. He and I share a love for comic books, and Chris Samnee is his favorite artist. The computer wallpaper compiles a few of Samnee's drawings of Daredevil and Batman, two of my dad's all-time favorite characters. Although the majority of this one didn't involve much editing, merging the two black and white drawings seamlessly into one cohesive centerpiece while still preserving Samnee's signature style was definitely a fun challenge. These next two logos were actually for a project I was doing in my sports marketing class at the time. HCFC is an esports team that me and my friends made up just for fun, but I ended up using it as the basis for a new venture project in the marketing class. It also gave me an excuse to do a logo redesign that was long overdue. This last personal project was a commission from a close family friend who needed a new logo for the Christian preschool she works at. The design takes inspiration from the bell tower on the church that the school is associated with, while also staying true to some elements of the old logo. The new logo will be used in graphic I created for their 2026 graduation yard signs. Wrapping up here, I again want to say a huge thanks to Mr. Head. He has really taken me under his wing this year and mentored me to where I am now. I'm so excited for the opportunity to take AP Art next year, and through my experiences in Digital Art 1 and 2, I am confident that my skills are at that level. The Aurora Art program has led me to find a new path in school and life, and I am eternally thankful that I can confidently say I know where I want to go with college and my future career. It's been a great year, and I'm even more excited to see what next year holds. Until then, have a great summer.